ॐ सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्या संप्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः. We were in the fourth Brahmana of the fourth chapter. We were in the sixth Khandika, and we already saw uh, the meaning of this particular verse. Okay, and now we will see the Bhashya. So here in this particular Khandika, you can see itinu kamayamanaha atha akamayamanaha. So up to this itinu kamayamanaha, the samsari or the samsara varnana has been done, and now the moksha is going to be talked about, or the mukta purusha. What happens to the mukta purusha? Because the samsari is the one who goes from one body to the another body, one loka to another loka, etc. What happens to the mukta purusha? So that is what now we'll see the entire bhashya here. Tat tasmin arthe yesha shlokaha mantraha api bhavati. So tad yesha shloko bhavati. There here Bhashyakara says shlokaha means mantraha. This Brahmanam, this Shatapatha Brahmanam, this Upanishad is part of Shatapatha Brahmana, and this Brahmana is quoting a mantra now. And what is that mantra? Tadeva saktas sahakarmanaiti lingam mano yatra nishaktamasya. So this is the first vakya here in that mantra. So tadeva yeti. Bhashyakara brings this yeti first. Okay. Tadeva yeti means the one who attains or reaches. Okay. Tadeva gacchati. Tadeva yeti means tadeva gacchati. Who? Saktaha, asaktaha. So asaktaha means one who is attached, one who is desirous of something, correct? One who desires something, that person is the asakta or saktaha. And Bhashyakara further explains, Tatra udbhuta abhilashaha san ityarthaha. So here what is the meaning? Udbhuta abhilasha means in whom the abhilasha or the desire has been born already, correct? The one who is with the desire for something, that person, he reaches or he goes to a particular place. How? Katham eti means sahakarmana, means along with the karma he goes. Because the karma he does, desiring for heaven, means that karma immediately he does not get the karma phala, correct? So what we say is that karma itself goes along with you and then it fructifies there as the Swargavasa. So that Bhashyakara explains now. Yat karma phala saktaha san akarot tena karmana sahaiva tad eti tad phalameti. So desirous of which karma phala, somebody has done a karma, correct? That along with that karma means along with that karma phala. Basically, the punya papa is the immediate karma phala, and then that punya here particularly, that actually goes along with you. That is what is called apurva. Also in the Purva Mimamsa, we call it adrishta phala. That punya goes along with you. That is what is called karmana saha here. And then with that, he gains whatever whichever loka he is supposed to gain, correct? Tat phalameti karmana sahaiva. Along with that punya, he reaches there, wherever supposed to. And what is the one which goes actually? Kim tat. See here, in reality, Atma doesn't have any desire or anything, correct? Atma cannot have So the Upanishad itself makes it clear, lingam manaha. So here lingam can be taken as linga sharira. If you take the linga sharira as the meaning for lingam, then here manah pradhanatvat lingasya manaha lingam ityuchyate. So why did the Upanishad say lingam manaha? Because Bhashyakara gives one meaning for that, that because it is manah pradhana. The linga sharira is the sukshma sharira. It has 17 constituents or 19 constituents depending on how you count it. So we say that all the pancha indriyas are there, correct? Jnanendriya, pancha karmendriya, pancha prana, then manas, buddhi, chittam, ahankaram and all that. If you count like that, 19 are there. But in all this, the mind or the antakarana is the pradhana, is the main thing. Therefore, lingam manaha, it is said, you can say. Or Bhashyakara gives another meaning. Athava lingyate avagamyate avagachati yena tat lingam. Or lingam can be taken as the meaning for mind only or buddhi, because by which you know or cognize, correct? Lingyate can be taken as avagamyate or avagachati, means by which you cognize or know. That is linga, which is mind actually. So mind itself can be taken as lingam also. And further what? Tat manaha yatra yasmin nishaktam nischayena saktam udbhuta abhilasham asya samsarinaha. So lingam manaha yatra nishaktam asya is there here, you can see. Bhashyakara is commenting on that. Yatra means yasmin, where, in that mind. Nishaktam means nischayena saktam udbhuta abhilasham asya samsarinaha. For the samsari, in the mind only, that the whatever desire is born, it is there, correct? It is there in the mind. So that's why it is said that Sukshma Sharira only goes there and takes another Sthula Sharira according to the Loka. Okay. Further, what tad Abhilashaha hi tat karma kritavan. So with the Abhilasha or desire only, you did the karma, correct? And further, what tasmat tat tan manaha abhishangavashadeva asyatena karmana tat pala praptihi. So that mind with which you had the desire to gain something, with that only you did the karma, and that mind is still, abhishanga is there, attachment is there. Due to that abhishanga vasha only, due to the attachment, due to the spell of that desire only, you can say that mind goes there along with the karma phala. Because whatever karma you did, that karma phala, that apurva goes along with you, and then you gain the actual phala. Tat phala praptihi. So these are all again about the samsari only, correct? So okay, by this what do we understand? Bhashyakara says, Tena etat siddham bhavati. So by this is established. What is established? Kamaha moolam samsarasya iti. Okay, so this is established that kama is the root cause for samsara. Why he is saying this? Because you have to go back to the previous Pandika. Because here we see Athaha Kanu Ahuhu Kamamayaha Eva Ayam Purushaha iti. Now for this only we are quoting this mantra here. The Upanishad is quoting this mantra. So Bhashyakara says this mantra establishes that Kama is the Mula for Samsara. So Etat Siddham Bhavati. Further what? Therefore what? Ataha Uchinna Kamasya Vidyamanani api Karmani Brahmavidaha Vandhya Prasavani Bhavanti. पर्याप्त कामस्य कृतात्मनश्च इहैव सर्वे प्रविलीयन्ति कामाः इति श्रुतेः. Okay, what is the corollary of this? Because the one who has kama alone can be a samsari, because kama is the samsara mula. Therefore what do we understand? The brahmajnani, for whom all the kamas have gone, there are no desires. Okay, so once the desires are not there, even though karma, that person may be still doing karma as a Jivan Mukta. So Vidyamanani api karmani Brahmavidaha. For the Brahmavid, even though the Brahmavid may be doing some activities, because Brahmavid is not doing any activity due to any kama, or the idea that by getting this karma phala alone I can be happy. That kind of a attitude is not there. Therefore, what? It is Vandhya Prasavani Bhavanti means what? It is like a barren woman giving birth, etc. means barren woman cannot give birth. So this karma will not rectify whatever karma even the Brahmavid does. That karma is not going to give another body or another Janma, etc. for the Brahmavid. And for this, he is again quoting the Mundaka Shruti. In fact, Bhashyakara quoted first part of the Mundaka Shruti here. You can see, Kamanyah Kamayate Manyamanaha Sa Kamabihi Jayate Tatra Tatra. So the one who is a Kami and considers oneself as the desirer of something, that person is born wherever his desired objects are there, correct? Because for that he will work and do karma. That is the understanding. But for the one for whom all the kamas have already been fulfilled, Paryapta Kamaha, Paryapta Kamasya, Kritat Manascha, Krita Atmanaha means Krita Krityaha and all we say even in the Gita, means one who has done whatever is to be done. Okay, for that person, there is nothing more to be accomplished. Okay, therefore, ihaiva sarve praviliyanti kamaha. All the kamas also, they are all resolved right here in this life itself. So therefore, there is no samsara mula for the paryapta kamaha means for whom apta kamaha means one who has attained as though everything. Because Brahmavid apnoti param, there also it is said, so oshnute sarvan kamaan saha. So moksha purushartha, once you attain, it is yugapad. Simultaneously, it is as though you have fulfilled all your kamas. Therefore, for that person, there is no more kama. All of them are already resolved here only. Therefore, again, there is no samsara mula, and that person need not attain anything anymore. So that is the Shruti. So Bhashyakara is pointing out that asamsari is like this. Further, what kincha prapyantam karmanaha. Okay, here again we are going to prapyantam karmanaha. Tasya yatkincha iha karotyayam. So that he is giving the bhashya here. Prapyantam karmana means what? Prapya bhuktva antam avasanam yavat. So having enjoyed till the end. Okay. Because prapyantam means bhuktva avasanam yavat, until the time your karma phala lasts, you enjoy, having enjoyed till it lasts, then what? Karmanaha phala samaptim, phala phari samaptim kritva ityartha. So the prapyantam means basically the karma phala, till the time the karma phala lasts, you are enjoying that. Okay. After it ends, what? Then again he asks, Kasya karmanaha antam prapya iti uchyate. Which karma again? Which karma has to come to an end means the karma which took you to that loka, correct? With the desire you did something and that karma phala only took you to that loka, and that karma which took you to that loka, when it comes to an end, so that's what he is going to say. What is this karma whose end has come means tasya yatkincha karma iha asmin loke karoti nirvartayati ayam tasya karmanaha phalam bhuktva antam prapya tasmat lokat punaha yeti agacchati asmai lokaya karmane. So the karma which you did desiring to go to somewhere, that karma, along with that karma only you reach there, and then that karma is now fructifying in that loka for you to enjoy that loka. Once that karma is over, okay, then what? Tasya karmanaha phalam bhuktva antam prapya. So having enjoyed the results of the action you did, then what? Tasmat lokat punaha eti agachati. So that is there here. You can see tasmat lokat punaha eti. Punaha iti it is actually. A eti punaha iti. So tasmat lokat punaha iti agachati. So you come back from that loka again. Once the karma is over, you have to come back. This is what even in Gita Bhagavan says, Abrahma Bhuvanal Lokan Punaravartino Arjuna. Everything is Punaravartinaha only. You have to come back. Punaravriti is there. There is no eternal heaven. Okay, so anybody who talks about eternal heaven, it is illogical and it is also not supported by the Shastra for us. There is no Shastra Pramana for that. Any karma phala can never be nitya. It is an important thing we have to understand because most Dvaitins and Vishishtadvaitins also talk about moksha as nitya phala. But the problem is, for them is that moksha itself is started by some karma and it starts in time and it has and you have to reach somewhere also. That is the even more funny. Okay. So you have to reach Vaikunta or Kailasha or Golok Brindavan or whatever it is. Okay. So whatever starts in space and time will end along with space and time. Therefore, those things and all cannot be nitya or eternal really. Eternal can never start, in fact. It should already be there. That's what we are saying. So anyway, here he comes back after the karma phala is over. And then what? Asmai lokaya karmane iti is there. So that's what he is saying. No, Asmai lokaya karmane means I am he lokaha karma pradhanaha tena aha karmane iti. So again he comes back to this loka to do karma. Why? Because in this loka only this karma can be done. Because the Deva loka and all is only punya pradhana sharira also you have. And it is only karma kshaya is possible there. You cannot gain any new punya there. But in this loka only you can do all the Vedika karma and you can lead a life of dharma and gain punya. So I am hi lokaha karma pradhanaha tenaha because of that, because this loka is karma pradhana lokar primarily for doing karma. Therefore, the Upanishad itself says to do karma asmai lokaya iti it is said, correct? One comes back to this loka. And why does he come? Karmane means what? Punaha, karma karanaya. So to again do karma, you have to come here. And again you do karma, what happens? Punah karma kritva. Punah karma kritva pala sangavashat. Punaha amum lokam yati ityeva. So again you do karma because you have the desire to enjoy. Again, because of the phala asangavashat. That's what. You have an attachment to the karma phala. And again you reach whatever loka you are supposed to reach. This is what is called samsara. Correct? It is a never ending cycle. Okay, you are born here, you do karma, you die, you go to some other loka, enjoy that loka. Once the phala is over, come back here, again do karma, again the karma phala you go and enjoy. Like this cycle keeps on going because you are desirous of that. So in this manner it keeps going. And now the Upanishad ends the samsari prakarana, you can say. Iti nu evam nu. Iti nu means evam nu, in this manner. Nu is indeed, you can say, Kamaya manaha samsarati, the one who desires, he is going in a cycle, correct? He is going, samsarati means samyak sarati, one who travels very well, one who goes very well. Means basically it's a life of becoming. You keep on becoming something. That is the life of a samsari. It's a life of becoming. You are traveling very well in this life of becoming. And further, what happens? Yasmat कामयमानः एवं संसरति अथ तस्मात् अकामयमानः न क्वचित् संसरति. So Bhashyakara again points out the difference between the samsari and the asamsari. So the one who desires alone in this manner goes from one loka to another and all that. All this traveling happens. And therefore what? The one who is not desirous of anything, one who is free from all desires, akamayamanaha, na kochit samsarati, that person does not go anywhere, does not have a life of becoming, in fact. Okay. So that person is free right here and he is enjoying being himself. So he doesn't have to become anything. You are enjoying being yourself. That is the point. That is the moksha we are talking about. So again, Bhashyakara explains this. Phala saktasya hi gatihi ukta. So the one who is attached to the karma phala, for that person alone, some gati or some state other than whatever you are now, you have to attain a different state, correct? That is because of the desire for that state. So then you have to attain that state, means that is the attainment we are talking about. So the any attainment is only for the one who is attached to karma phala, and but for the one who is not desirous of anything, akamasya hi kriya anupapatte, there cannot be any karma itself for the akamaha, because the akamaha means the one who is not interested in any karma phala. If you are not interested in any karma phala, it's not tenable that you have to do any karma, correct? Or you cannot be forced to do karma. You are not interested in karma phala, therefore karma doesn't mean anything to you. It is immaterial. And therefore what? Akamayamanaha muchyate eva. The akamayamanaha, one who is free from all desires, one who does not desire anything, that person is free. He is free from all bondage right here. Okay, need not go anywhere. Need not go to any loka. It is available here and now. That is moksha. And again, how do you become this akamayamana? So, katham punaha akamayamana bhavati. So, how do you become this akamayamana? The one who is without any kama, means yaha akamaha bhavati asau akamayamana. So, the one who is really not having any desires, that person is called akamayamana, means one who akamaha. Akamaha only becomes akamayamana, the one who does not have any desires, okay, for whom there are no objects of desires, okay, for that person only is called now akamayamana also. So the one who, for whom there is nothing to be really desired, that person alone is akamayamana also. Akamaha is the akamayamana, okay. So the one who is without any desires is the man who does not desire anything. So akamayamanaha means we can take it as someone who does not desire anything. Okay, so who is the one who does not desire anything? Means one who does not have any desire for anything, does not desire anything, correct? That is the akamaha, first we say. So one who does not have any desire, he does not desire anything. Okay, but how do you become the one who does not have any desire? So that is the next question. So katham akamaha. So katham akama kamata iti uchyate. So how do you become akamaha? I think it should be katam akamaha iti uchyate or something like that. Or akamate ti akamata. Okay, we can take it as akamate or whatever. Akamata iti uchyate. Okay. For this again what? Yaha nishkamaha yasmin nirgataha kamaha soyam nishkamaha. So how do you become without any desire? Again, here you can see all these things are flowing from here only. Yaha akamaha, nishkamaha, aptakamaha, atmakamaha, like this. So that's what Bhashyakara is also commenting here. So the akamaha means you do not have any desires, therefore you don't desire anything. Means how do you become without any desire? Means because all the desires have left you. That's what he is saying. Yaha nishkamaha, yasmat nirgataha kamaha, kamaha, soyam nishkamaha. So the one who from whom all the desires have left, he is the one who is without any desires. Okay, even this, how did the desires leave then? It is the next question, correct? So that also he asks no. Katham kamaha nirgachanti. So how did all these desires go away from that person? Because he has he has attained all the desires. That is the beauty here. Correct? Yaha apta kamaha bhavati. Aptaha kamaha yena saha aptakamaha. So the one who has gained, attained all that is to be attained, all the desires. So once you attain your desire, that desire is there no more, correct? You have already attained it. Therefore, that desire cannot be there. So once you have fructified your desires and successfully gained that your object of desire, then you cannot have any more desire for that object because you already have it, correct? So that is the apta kamaha. So from the one who has gained all that is to be gained, the desires leave that person and he doesn't have any more desires. Okay. But then again the question is there, katam apyante kamaha. So how did you gain all these desires? Means atma kamatvena. Because for this person, atma itself is the object of desire. There is nothing other than the atma to be desired. There is no thing other than myself, in fact. Only if I have another thing other than myself, I can desire that, correct? So Bhashyakara explains that Atma Kamatvena means what? Yasya Atmaiva na anyaha kamayitavyaha vastuantara bhutaha padarthaha bhavati. So for whom other than oneself there is nothing else to be desired. There is no other object. Vastuantara bhutaha in the form of another object other than me. There is nothing desirable. Atma alone is the object of desire, and Atma is already accomplished, correct? Atma is already there with me. It can never leave me. Therefore, Aptakamaha. I become Aptakamaha means again Nishkamaha. Nishkamaha means Akamaha. Akamaha means Akamayamanaha. So now again we can go back the other way around also. Okay. So other than the Atma, there is nothing there to be desired. Atmaiva Anantaraha. Okay, what kind of Atma? It is not this puny Jivatma. So Bhashyakara immediately explains what is this Atma. Atmaiva. This Atma is Anantaraha, Abhahyaha, Krishnaha, Prajnana Ghanaha, Ekarasaha, na Urdhvam, na Tiryag, na Adaha, Atmanaha, Anyat Kamaitavyam Vastvantaram. So he clearly explains what it is neither inside nor outside, or it doesn't have anything called inside and outside. Means it is free. It transcends space. Krishnaha, it is all, means all objects are this Atma alone. And it's of the nature of consciousness. Prajnana Ghanaha, Ekarasaha, it is homogeneous. There are no parts or anything in this. And again, above or below or on the sides, nowhere other than this Atma, anything else is there which can be desired. There is no Vastuantaram in whichever direction you look at. That is the kind of Atma we are talking about. And in fact, that's what the Upanishad also says, correct? Yasya sarvam atmaiva bhut tat kena kam pashye. So for the one for whom everything is this Atma alone, correct? That person will see what with what, correct? Kena kam pashyet or kena kam shruniyat, kena kam manvita, kena kam vijaniyat va. So what will you hear? What will you think about other than yourself? Or what will you cognize or know which is other than yourself? For that person, everything is Atma means everything is Atma alone. There is nothing other than the Atma. And in this knowing in this manner, evam vijanan, tam kamayeta. Having known like this, what can this person desire? What is there to desire? In fact, everything is myself. There is nothing other than me. Therefore, there is nothing to be desired. Everything and whatever you can desire is only yourself, and you are already accomplished. You are already there, attained. You cannot attain yourself again. That is this moksha. So he explains that further. Nyayamanaha hi anyatvena padarthaha kamayitavyaha bhavati. So whatever you know, something other than yourself, anyatvena nyayamanaha hi. So indeed, because whatever is other than you alone can be known and also it can be desired, correct? But if there is nothing other than you, then there is nothing to be known or desired. So nacha asau anyaha brahmavidaha aptakamasya asti. So for the Brahmavid, there is nothing other than oneself, and therefore that person is aptakamaha. He has gained all that is to be gained, and there is nothing more to be gained, attained, or anything like that. All these words only have no meaning anymore. Okay. And therefore, what? Eva Atma Kamataya Atma Kamaha Sanishkamaha Akamaha Akamayamanascha iti muchyate. So now Bhashyakara himself points out the other way around, what the one for whom there is nothing other than himself, that person, for him all the desirable objects are Atma alone. And since Atma is already accomplished, he has accomplished all his desires. And since he has accomplished all his desires, there cannot be any more desires. All the desires have gone away from him, and therefore he is without any desires, akamaha, and therefore he cannot desire for anything else also. He cannot desire, is there is nothing to be desired for him. He doesn't desire anything. Therefore he is free. He has become free. There is no desires. Only desire brings bondage. Therefore, free from all bondage, free from all limitations. Because the very desire implies that you are a wanting person. Understand that. The desire means you are a wanting person. And you are a wanting person means you are a limited person automatically. Because whatever you are desiring is other than you. That other object only will make you limited. But this person for whom there is nothing other than oneself, that person, there is no limitation, because that person has known oneself as the limitless conscious being, therefore free from all limitations, all desires. So Bhashyakara explains that further. Nahi yasya atmaiva sarvam bhavati tasya anatma kamayitavyaha asti. So for the one who, for whom everything is atma, for him there is no anatma that can be desired. Okay, there is nothing other than oneself which can be desired. Because anatma alone can be desired, correct? Anatma cha anyaha kamayitavyaha sarvancha atmaiva abhuditi pratisiddham. So he further explains that because something other than myself only can be desired. Okay, anatma, which is anatma, something other than me, that alone can be desired. But for the one for whom everything is atma, there cannot be any anatma itself, correct? That is contradictory. So for that person, there cannot be any anatma and there cannot be any desires also for that anatma. So that's what he is pointing out here. And further what? Sarvatma darshinaha kamayitavya bhavat karma anupapattihi. So because the one who sees everything as one's own atma, for that person what? There is nothing to be desired and therefore there is no karma also for this person. Okay. At least there is no binding desires and binding actions. Even if that person as a Jivan Mukta is doing some action, that karma phala is not going to bind this person. So having said up to this point, now Bhashyakara is taking up some other views because there are other people, correct? Like in fact most Dvaitins and Purva Mimamsakas, all these people say that even a jnani has to do karma. If you don't do karma, you will get a dosha called pratyavaya. So they say akarane pratyavaya. Like this, there is a concept is there. So if you don't do your nitya karma, then you will get a dosha called pratyavaya dosha, and that is a papa. And you will have terrible consequences because of that. That's what they say. So Bhashyakara is now taking up that view. Yetu pratyavaya pariharartham karma kalpayanti brahmavidaha api tesham na atmaiva sarvam bhavati. So now he is pointing out those who hold this view, correct? What is that view? That even for Brahmavid, there is this Pratyavaya will come if the Brahmavid does not do the Nitya Karma, Naimitika Karma. Okay, whatever is the Vihita Karma, it is called, correct? Whatever has been mandated by the Shruti, by the Veda, if you do not do that Karma, then you will get Pratyavaya. In fact, even this particular point, Bhashyakara doesn't accept. Because abhava cannot produce any result. Understand that. There is a big bhashya even in the Bhagavad Gita, in the, I think even the Taittiriya Upanishad, Sambandha Bhashya also. Bhashyakara takes up this view, this akarane pratyavayaha, we don't accept. because abhava itself cannot produce any result. But what happens is, if you don't do your nitya naimitika karma, that punya will not be there. Then any papa which is there, which is going to fructify, will fructify without any constraint. Okay, then that life will be difficult only. Correct? It is like saying, if you don't clean your house, it will become dirty. Let us say. Now, not cleaning is not making your house dirty. Understand that. If you are having a highly sterile environment and nobody goes there, means even if you don't clean, it will be clean only. Basically, the idea is that water already lot of pollution is there. So if you don't clean every day, that pollution will make your house dirty, correct? So only an existing thing can be a cause of some result. Understand that. Abhava cannot cause anything. So especially this akarane pratyavayaha, we don't accept. But we accept it in a way that akarana will lead you to not have whatever punya you would have had by doing that nitya karma. And therefore, without that punya, whatever existing papa and all are there, they will then fructify and cause problems. That's how we actually accept it. Understand that even the pratyavaya dosha, we don't accept it in the way the Purva Pakshi says. Anyway, for a Brahmavit, in fact, there is no question of any pratyavaya or anything. Okay. But those who say, even for the Brahmavit, this pratyavaya is there. Okay. So, and uh, so for that, then even the Brahmavit has to do parihara for that, right? Pratyavaya pariharartham karma kalpayanti. So they say that they they propose that even the Brahmavit has to do karma, otherwise the Brahmavit will get pratyavaya. Okay, and therefore what? For them, tesham na atma iva sarvam bhavati. For them, atma is everything. Cannot be said. If atma is everything, then there cannot be any desire for anything else. Correct? And you cannot do anything also. In fact, if everything is atma, what for doing karma you need karaka. But if everything is atma, the karaka upamardana has happened. Correct? All the factors of actions have already resolved. Then where is the question of doing anything? That's what even in the Gita Bhagavan beautifully says, correct? Brahmarpanam Brahmavihi Brahmagnau Brahmana Hutam Brahmaiva Tena Gantavyam Brahma Karma Samadhina. So that is the Karaka Upamardana verse. Beautiful verse. In fact, we chant it every day before eating food. But that is a Mahavakya really. So everything is Brahman. All the Karakas are Brahman. Means that these Karakas have resolved as Brahman. There are no separate factors of action anymore. Then how are you going to do any karma? There is no question of doing any karma or anything, or even karma phala being there, particularly pratyavaya, etc. Okay. So, but these people think like this. That means for them, even for the Brahmavid, according to them, okay, their Brahmavid does not have this vision that Atma is everything. Therefore, what pratyavayasya jihasitavyasya atmanaha anyasya abhipretatva, because they imagine that this pratyavaya jihasitavyasya means that which has to be avoided. Okay, that which has to be avoided or whatever relegated. So pratyavaya is there and it is other than the atma, and that's why it has to be avoided. Correct? So like this they think. Therefore, because of this only, for them that everything is atma, that vision is not at all there. That's what he's pointing. And further what? Yenacha ashanayadi atitaha nityam pratyavaya asambaddaha viditaha atma tam vayam brahmavidam brumaha. Okay, so now how do we consider this Brahmavid? Because their Brahmavid, for that person, there is a pratyavaya other than the Atma. Therefore, for them, this Atma itself is everything, does not apply even for a Brahmavid. But what do we understand by Brahmavid means? For whom Ashanayadi Atitaha means This Atma, Brahman it transcends hunger, thirst, etc. Okay, for whom there is no hunger, thirst, and all these things, and one who is Nitya also, one who is eternal, one who transcends time, and one who is not connected to any Pratyavaya, etc. Pratyavaya asambaddaha. So in this way, you know yourself, correct? Atma viditaha, Pratyavaya asambaddaha viditaha Atma, yena, by whom this Atma is known in this manner, that this Atma is free from hunger, thirst, etc. It is always there, and it is not connected to anything. It's not connected to Pratyavaya, etc. And that person only we call as Brahmavid. So tam vayam, we call that person tam Brahmavidam Brumaha. And further what? Nityameva Ashanayadi Atitam Atmanam Pashyati. So that Brahmavid sees this Atma always as free from hunger, thirst, etc. It is not like I was hungry and now I am free from hungry. Like I had lot of food. It is not like that. Understand this. This is the most important thing. Similarly, Shuddha, when you say for Atma, it is not that Atma was Ashuddha and now it has become Shuddha. No, it is Nitya Shuddha. That's why Bhashyakara again beautifully points out here, Nityameva Ashnayadi Atitam it is. Means only due to avidya you thought that it is subjected to hunger, thirst, etc. But even as an ajnani, when you thought that it is subjected to hunger and thirst, it was not really subjected to any hunger or thirst or anything. It was already whatever it is, correct? It was always free from all the samsari gunas. Therefore, it is not that it once had that samsari guna and you did something and it has become now a samsari. If it is like that, again you will become samsari. Understand that. So that's why Bhashyakara is beautifully pointing out here, Nityameva Ashanayadi Atitam Atmanam Pashyati. And therefore, what for this person, what? Therefore, Yasmacha Jihasitavyam Anyam Upadeyam Vayona Pashyati. Therefore, he doesn't see anything to be avoided or to be gained, correct? Anything to be given up or anything to be gained like that, nothing is there. Vendudal Vendame Ilan, like Thiruvalluvar says in Tamil, this person doesn't want anything, he doesn't want to gain anything, doesn't want to get rid of anything also. There's nothing to be gained, nothing to be gotten rid of. Both are not there, and therefore always happy. He does not see anything other than himself only. Then only you can, anything other than yourself, if it is there only, you can avoid it or you can gain it. Here there is no question like that. And therefore what? Tasya karma na shakyate eva sambandhum. So for that person, there cannot be any karma which can be connected to that person anymore. Jnanagni sarva karmani bhasmasat kurute. All the karma is burnt for this person. There is no more karma. Okay, but the Abrahmavid, Bhashyakara, yastu Abrahmavid, tasya bhavati eva pratyavaya pariharartam karmeti na virodha. But what about all this pratyavaya and all Shastra is talking about, if you ask? That is only for the Ajnani, Abrahmavid. So the one who does not know this Brahman and one who takes oneself as the body mind sense complex, for that person to avoid Pratyavaya, you have to do Nitya Karma. Whatever Vihita Karma is there, whatever Karma mandated by the Veda, you have to do that. There is no other way. So therefore, those things apply in a different paradigm. Brahmavid has transcended that paradigm. Okay, Brahmavid is operating in a different paradigm at a different level of reality. Therefore, there is no virodha between these two. Okay, na virodha. Therefore, what ataha kama bhavat akamaya manaha na jayate muchyate eva. Therefore, finally, what? Because of there being no kama, the one who does not desire, he is not born again. Because kama is the mula for samsara and he is free. He is liberated. Muchyate eva. Okay, further what? Tasya evam akamayamanasya karma abhave gamana karana bhavat pranaha vagadeyaha na utkramanti, na urdhvam kramanti deha. So now Bhashyakara is giving Bhashya for this portion, correct? Tasya pranaha na utkramanti, brahmaiva san brahma apyeti. So this is the portion he is now commenting on. So for this person who is a mukta purusha and who does not desire for anything, and because of that there is no karma also for him, which is the normally the reason for taking up another body or going to some loka, etc. Correct? That is the gamana karana. That karana, that cause for going somewhere also is not there, and therefore pranaha means here all the indriyas are called prana, vagadeyaha, and na utkramanti, na urdhvam kramanti deha, they do not go out of this body and take another body, etc. They do not rise up from this body, means they just resolve back into the Panchamahabhutas, because these are all Bhautika only, correct? They are all elementals. They just resolve back into the elements, that's all. Sacha Vidwan, Apta Kamaha, Atma Kamataya, Ihaiva Brahma Bhutaha. So Bhashyakara, this Vidwan, this Jnani, for whom all the kamas have been as though attained, correct? And in the form of oneself, that person, right here only, he becomes Brahman, Brahma Bhutaha, Ihaiva. Becomes Brahman also, we have to put it under quotes. Understand that. It is not that you were not Brahman and you became Brahman or anything. Even this yoga and all, yuj dhatu, they say it means joining, union of Jivatma with Paramatma and all. We have to take it figuratively. Understand this. There is no real union or anything. If there is a real union, then it will end up only in disunion. Understand that. Correct? All, all unions will end up in whatever. You will separate only. It will end up only in separation. Sanyogaha viyogantaha. Like that it is said even in the Sanskritam. We say that all kinds of union, they will end up only in separation. So here he is Brahma Bhutaha and Sarvatmanaha, he Brahmanaha Drishtantatvena Pradarshitam Etad Rupam. Another important thing. So this Apta Kama words, etc. Atma Kama also was already used in the third Brahmana itself, but in the Sushupti Drishtanta. Right? In Sushupti was given as a Drishtanta for the moksha avastha. Okay. So he is quoting that now. Tadvasya etad apta kamam akamam rupam iti. So this was already pradarshita, means this was already shown as a example, this Sushupti avastha. Now the Darshtantika or the actual topic is being discussed. So tasya hi Darshtantika bhutaha ayamartaha upasamhriyate ata akamayamanaha ityadina. So from the atha akamayamana portion, what is being talked about is the whatever Drishtanta was shown there, for that the actual the subject, whatever the Darshtantika we say, correct, whatever is indicated by the analogy, that is being now talked about. Sa katham evam bhutaha muchyate iti uchyate. So how does that person get liberated? Okay, being like this, that is being said here. Yohi shushuptav avasthamiva nirvishesham advaitam alupta chidrupa jyotihi swabhavam atmanam pashyati tasyaiva akamayamanasya karma abhave gamana karanabhavat pranaha vagadayaha na utkramanti. So when we say that pranaha na utkramanti, basically even in the Sushupti, what it was said, in fact the interesting analogy was given there also, if you remember, that when you are embracing your lover who is very dear to you, so samparishvartaha and all word was used. So when you are embracing a person whom you love very much, who is very dear to you, then you don't see anything else, it seems. Like that in the Sushupti, there is nothing else to be seen. There was no second thing, and therefore there you are again akamaha. You don't, because there is no second thing to be seen, you cannot desire anything, correct? You become akama there. That is the Sushupti avastha vishesha. But here this is jnana. The jnana phala is that you are akamaha, apta kamaha, all that, correct? Nishkamaha, Atmakamaha. So whatever was shown there, like that Sushupti Avastha only, here you have known yourself as Nirvishesham. I am without any Vishesha, I am non-dual, Advaitam. Alupta Chidrupa Jyoti Swabhavam means what? Alupta means that which never stops, unceasing. Correct? I am of the nature of this consciousness, Chidrupa, which itself is shining always. Correct? It is Jyoti. So my nature is of this consciousness which is shining always unceasingly. That is my very nature. That's how I look upon myself. Atmanam pashyati yo, the one who sees like that, tasya iva akamayamanasya, for that person who does not desire anything, karma abhave, karma being not there, gamana karana bhavat, and again there is no cause to go anywhere. Pranaha vagadeyaha na utkramanti. So for that person, this all this indriya, manas, etc. do not, the sukshma sharira does not rise up from the stula sharira and go somewhere. Therefore, what kintu vidvan saha ihaiva brahma yadyapi dehavaniva lakshyate sa brahmaiva san brahma apyeti. But what happens to that vidvan? The one who knows this, that person is Brahman here only. Here and now that person is Brahman. Correct? So the Vedantic teaching, one has to be very clear. Vedantic teaching is not you will become Brahman. Understand that. This is a very important thing to understand. It is not that you will become free. You will become Brahman. You will become liberated. No. You are already Brahman. You are already whatever you want to achieve. You are you are already free from everything. Only thing left is to own up that. You have to own it up. That's all. Correct? There's nothing more, really speaking. So, Ihaiva Brahma, you are Brahman right here. Even though you appear to be having a Deha. Correct? Yadyapi Dehavaniva Lakshyate. Even though you look as though you are characterized by this body, mind, sense complex, this individuality, etc. But this individuality is not my nature. That is the jnanam of the jnani. Correct? This very individuality comes and goes. So why should I take it so seriously? So even though I appear to have a body, etc., but I am Brahman right now. And even if this body goes, I am still Brahman only. Understand? Yeah. It doesn't mean that the body has to go for me to become Brahman or anything, but it is said, being Brahman, he gains Brahman, means it is said that you become Brahman only to say that you don't take up another body, etc. So that's what Bhashyakara will explain now. See, beautifully. Yasmat nahi tasya abrahmatva paricheda हेतवः कामाः सन्ति तस्मात् इहैव ब्रह्मैव सन् ब्रह्म अप्येति न शरीरपात उत्तरकालम्. So what is said is, because for this person, okay, uh, this there are no kamas, correct? The desires are the reason for one becoming abrahman and also one becoming limited. Like I told you, every desire implies that you are a wanting person, and a wanting person means you are limited and you are not Brahman. So that's what here beautifully Bhashyakara says. Abrahmatva paricheda hetavaha kamaha na santi. For this person, they are not their desires. Therefore, what? That person is Brahman right now, here and now. Here only that person is Brahman. But again, even after the body falls, he does not take another body, but he remains as Brahman. Whether the body is there or not, he remains as Brahman alone. Okay, that is what is said here. In fact, he explains this even more clearly. He says, Nahi vidushaha mritasya bhavantarapattihi jivataha anyaha bhavaha dehantara prapti sandhana bhava matrenaiva tu brahma apyeti iti uchyate. So this brahma apyeti means, that means I gain Brahman after this body falls. Means, was I not Brahman already? So this gaining of Brahman, is it possible only if the body falls, etc.? If you ask, I think that's what he explains very clearly. For the Vidwan, there is no different bhava, there is no new state to be attained after the body falls. Understand this. Mritasya bhavantara apattihi jivataha anyaha bhavaha. So whatever you don't have while living, you are going to attain that something different after dying. Like that, it is not there for the Vidwan. Is that clear? Whatever I have right now only, I continue to have that after the death of the body also, means I remain as Brahman. And why it is said like that? She explains that very clearly. Dehantara pratisandhana abhava matrenaiva means I do not again get associated with another deha. Correct? So there is no more taking up of another body, etc. Only from that standpoint alone, it is said that I gain Brahman. Being Brahman, I gain Brahman after the fall of this body. That means that I don't take up another body. Only to tell that it is said. It doesn't mean that right now my moksha is something different. After the body has fallen, I am going to gain a different kind of moksha or anything like that. Nothing like that. Moksha is the same moksha. It is already there. It was there. It is there. It will always be there the same way only. So भावांतरा आपत्तौ हि मोक्षस्य सर्वोपनिषद विवक्षितार्थः आत्मैक्यत्व आख्यः स बाधितः भवेत्. So if you say that you have to have another bhavantara apatto means what? You have to gain some other state for gaining moksha. That is what all the Dvaitins and Vishishtadvaitins and everybody is saying. Understand that. Even though they claim that, they also claim moksha is nitya. Understand that. Nobody is saying or talking about an anitya moksha. Everybody talks about an nitya moksha, but then they are talking about it as though you have to gain a new state, which is contradictory. Bhashyakara is pointing out. In fact, it is contradictory to all the teachings of the Upanishads. It is also illogical. Understand that. So he is saying, Sarva Upanishad Vivakshitarthaha Atma Ekatvakyaha Sa Baditaha Bhave. So it will negate whatever is being revealed by all the Upanishads, which is that Atma alone is there, correct? The oneness of the Atma, which is revealed by all these Upanishads, that will be negated if you say that this Atma has to gain another new state, and then only it will be free or liberated. So that kind of a thinking is actually wrong thinking. And if they say like that, another problem, what will become? Moksha will become due to karma. So he says that also. Karma hetu kascha mokshaha prapnoti na jnana nimittaha iti sacha anishtaha. So another problem, another undesirable thing in that is what? Moksha will become a result of karma and not due to jnana. Okay? Means it will be accomplishing the unaccomplished. Moksha can never be accomplishing the unaccomplished. It is always accomplishing the accomplished. Understand that? Moksha is accomplishing the accomplished. So it is already Siddha. The Siddha became Sadhya due to Avidya. Again, once the Avidya goes, it is Siddha. That's all. Okay. So the only only separation between Bandha and Moksha is what? Ajnana. Ajnana is the only Vyavadhana. So that alone goes. So anityatvam cha mokshasya prapnoti. If you say that it is karma hetu, then again all karma phala are anitya. So you cannot have nitya moksha. That also he points out. And further what? Nahi kriya nirvrittaha artaha nityaha drishtaha. So why it is anitya? Because anything which has been accomplished by action, by kriya nirvrittaha, that object artaha na nityaha drishtaha, it is never eternal. It is seen very well, correct? Nityascha mokshaha abhyupagamyate, but moksha is accepted as nitya by everybody, like I told you. And Upanishad also says that Yesha nityo mahima iti mantra varna. In the Brhadaranyaka only later it will say this moksha is nitya mahima, it is nitya. So this being the case, this this attaining another state as moksha and all is meaningless. Okay, the rest of the things we will see in the next class. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ.